I got some good news. The 7RX has finally come to Farming Simulator with today's mods. A total 38 mods released. All platforms got 20 new and 15 updates, and PC Mac players got 3 new. New for all platforms include the versatile New Holland 4-wheel drive tractors, JohnDeere 7R pack, JohnDeere 8R Agritechnica, Valtra N Series, Dewulf vegetable harvester, JCB 8030 ZTS Excavator, Tatra Phoenix RHD 6x6 Agro-Truck, Motorized Bike, JohnDeere 1770 NT 24-row 30-inch, Modulate Express Cotton Trailer, SaMASZ XDF 301 SH, Plate Weight 1200 kg, Treehouse, Wallbox Charger, Cow Shed with Haul, Homestead Grain Storage, Cold Storage Shed, Barn and Garage Pack, Pack of Small Sheds, Metal Sheds. And new for PC and Mac players include the Cochet Super XL, probably didn't say that right, Variable Tire Pressure, and Restricted Periods. If you like staying updated with all the latest mods Farming Simulator, make sure you subscribed. Let's check them all out. Let's start them off with new ones for all platforms. Got the versatile New Holland 4-wheel drive tractors. Now these are basically the same as the PC version that we got, which had Ford in there. However, these do not have Ford. So there you go. That's pretty much the only difference, at least that I could tell. We've got engines from 300 all the way up to 500 horsepower on the New Holland right here. Wheel brands from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT for this time. And we even have Lizard at the very bottom. Also, we have a second Trelleborg, which is just these big dual tires. Radio on the inside, check. Lighting on the outside for standard or LED. GPS can be added. We also have mirrors on the side added. Yep. Hazard lights, gotta love it. Windows, standard or tinted, but not tinted too much. I appreciate that. Weight on the front, we go all the way up to 1,230 kgs. And attacher, we also have the mid-weights right there. We also have rear weights, or just the rear weight. You can also add a PTO and a quick hitch, 3-point on the back. Looking fresh. We pop over to the Versatile. We have same thing, 310 all the way up to 500 horsepower. Same wheel options, all the same customization options as well. However, this one has a year model. We have 2002 or 2002 plus. Basically, it's blue or red. However, everything else is the same. Now, if we pop in and take a look, we're actually going to go into the inside. We can adjust our steering wheel right here, and we also have changes in the dash. So over here, we can see what time it is, 8:02 in the game. You can see how much fuel you've got. We also have how many hours? Not quite sure what which one was that? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, here you go. You've got your speed looking very nice in mile per hour. And then over here, we've got the engine hour. So all kinds of stuff, dude. Yeah! One of my favorite tractors that I have showcased, reviewed of all time. Absolutely fantastic. We've been teasing this one around for a long time now, and it is finally here. So happy. Next on our list, we have the JohnDeere 7R pack, and I've got some good news. The 7RX is here, finally. I don't know how long this has been IRL, but I think this is the first time we've ever seen it in Farm Sim. Although it does look like the logo's a little smooshed on the front, but that's all right. I ain't gonna say that if you don't. We got the Gen 1 in here. We also have the Gen 2, and of course, that big 7RX, which I'm... This is awesome. This is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. So we have, of course, the 305 up to 388 horsepower design, US and EU. Gotta love having both. Fenders, we've got those. Rear fender options, we can kind of move those around a little bit. That's pretty cool. Attachers, you got your 3-point, and then we have a front weight. Always nice to see that. And then we have animations, full or basic. This is a just farming mod. We have quite a few of his mods today. And, well, animations are expansive as always. You've got doors, rear window, hood, steering wheel, terminals, the mirror, and the driver, and the buddy seat inside. So you can move all of those around. Front loader attacher even on here. We've got the JohnDeere set up for that. And you can even change up the colors. Oh yeah. Loving that. Although there are a few things that are still green for some reason. It is what it is. Now, options for that 7RX and the Gen 2 are basically the same, more or less. However, the Gen 1, you've got engine options, which are just a little bit lower in power. But you may want that, which is pretty cool. I mean, we got to pull it out into the game, don't we? We've got some really nice cabin movement. Look at that. Thing is ready to have a party back there. Looking good. Of course, we got the blinky blinkies on the top. Got your 4-ways on there. Unfortunately, those don't work on console, but it is what it is. When you're out, the warning signs fold in, and when you jump back in, they fold out. Very cool. Nice lighting. Of course, we talked about the animations already. I really just wanted to drive this around in a game. I'm super excited to see a 7RX in the game now. Alrighty. Then we need a 6RX. Yeah. Next one is the JohnDeere 8R Agritechnica. Just a quick heads up, JohnDeere's misspelled here. There's no space in the name for some reason, so it is going to be found at the very bottom of the JohnDeere list here. Just a heads up. Also, Agritechnica was months ago at this point. Nonetheless, you got a bunch of power in this bad boy. This 8R comes with either 620 or 326 or up to 690. That's a lot. 1,100 engine in here. That's wild and crazy. Well, brands Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, and Vredestein, as well as Nokian. Everything in order where it should be, and I am appreciative of that. Narrow Twins, looking good there. We do have the EU and US standard paint. We have a couple special paints in there for you. Those are super, super cool. I actually got to see, I think it was this one. The last time was the Agritechnica 23, I believe. That was pretty cool indeed. We do have a front weight or 3-point in the front. We have all kinds of color options for your main. We also have radiator grill. We have decal and rim color. Now, decal, let's talk about that, because that actually changes up our JohnDeere in there. So you can see the inlay. The text is still yellow, but we can actually change that completely. So if you wanted to go with like that all JohnDeere green look, this one actually looks pretty cool. Let's see. Special paint, really don't need that. But let's see. Main color, here we go. Change that back to JohnDeere. That's a pretty slick setup, dude. That's a pretty slick setup indeed. What's the whole thing look like in JohnDeere green? Curious. That is not a good looking tractor. All right, well, I ruined it. Next, we have the Valtra N Series. This is not our first Valtra N Series mod, but it is nice to see some more options on here. So with this one, we have a 145 horsepower engine, but we can bump that up to 201 horsepower, and transmissions change along with that. Front mounting, we have the 3-point. You can also add a big weight up there if you wanted to do that. It's pretty cool. Wheel brands from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Vredestein, and Nokian. We also have Midas and BKT. A little bit out of order there. We do have those big twins. Looking good. Reverse drive, yes, you can add that in. Roof setup, we do have the Sky View. We also have a very cool Technology Pro package as well. All kinds of stuff. I like that. A door setup, you got the panoramic window or the second door, so you can change that up on the side. Interior setup, you can either do gray or black. We do have beacon lights on the top, looking good there. Roof hatch, you've got either the glass or the plastic. Would have been nice to see that one in the roof setup section, but I can see why they didn't put it in there. And then we've got front loader, you got quickie and Hauer as would be expected, plus main and rim color. Another one from Just Farming, we have the Dewulf Vegetable Harvester. This will do your red beets, your carrots, and your parsnips. Of course, most stuff is going to be exactly like it is in the base game. However, we do have some animations on here, so that's pretty cool. Whether you got those 4 left and right doors, armrest, terminal, the steering wheel, passenger seat, mirrors, and the discharge conveyor. Otherwise, it's just colors. That is all you're going to be getting out of this bad boy is color options. Now here's a unique mod, the JCB 8030 ZTS Excavator from Ross in Mod. Super duper cool. With this one, I got 28 horsepower engine to go 6 miles an hour, weighs 3.2 tons if that matters to you. Amber beacons is a yes or no on the top, and we have the green beacon as well. Plus, we have colors. I wonder what this looks like in black. Very good. It looks very good. That's the answer to that. But this also comes with some other stuff. So we have a trenching bucket, which holds 30 liters. We have a GP bucket, which holds 60. And then we have a Grady bucket, which holds 120. There's also the little excavator tool, so you can break up rocks. And we got a grabber, the log grab. All of these are available, so you can use it with it. I think we should get ourselves one of these and maybe the grabber. I'm not very good with these, but I'll do my best. There we go. Green light's blinking at all time. We'll turn on the amber beacon, and it looks like both of them can go back and forth. Not bad. Oh boy, I forgot how to use it already. I hate front. Oh boy! Ross, what was that? What was that mess? All fun and games, man. All fun and games. There you go. Going around. Sounds are incredible in this thing. They're not too loud, but they very enhancing of the total setup. That's pretty cool. Let's see. We also have that front blade as well, which I'm guessing is controllable somehow. Oh, main arm leveler. There we go. Well, I'm the idiot then, aren't I? So you can open the door as well. That's pretty cool. Ooh, you can even do some tricks too. See some excavators doing some pretty cool tricks with that front blade. All right, there you go. Nothing too wild and crazy, but it is pretty sweet. And you have full motion. Love it. Oh yeah, and there's a hook on the front as well. So if you need to use that for big bags, things like that, you're good to go. Moving on, I think so. We have the Tatra Phoenix RHD 6x6 Agro-Truck, 780 horsepower. Tons of power in this bad boy. The Tatra used to be my favorite base game truck, believe it or not. And now we've got some America trucks, which is pretty sweet. We do have a nice angle on those tires in the front. Should expect a lot of weight going on that one. Couple wheel options from Trelleborg and BKT. Attachers, you do have a trailer attacher on the back of this, which is fantastic. And then we have all kinds of color options for main and rim colors as well. Let's move on. We got the Motorized Bike from GNFS. We got 110 horsepower on here, which is absolutely insane. That's more than my first car. You got your standard seat, and we have a longer seat, which we can add some extra customization. Very cool. We have front suspension on there. Yep, we'll add that. Engine color, we have black and chrome. I like the black setup. It looks pretty good. We also have handlebar color. Same thing, black and chrome. Chrome. And then pillar color on the back. We'll leave that to be black. Blue, I think the blue color looks really nice, although hardy green, yeah, that looks pretty cool too. We'll keep it at blue. And then main color, of course. Feels weird to have anything other than silver on there. Let's grab this thing and put it in the game. That is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. We do have the wheelie set up on there, so that's nice, even though I've never been able to figure out how to use it, so we won't worry about it. Not bad, yeah. Drives all right. It's a lot of power. The bike leans the correct way, unlike most stuff. It's pretty difficult to turn at high speeds, but low speeds is fine. The engine may be a little bit loud, but I don't really care. Very cool, very nice. A lot of power, man. This has got so much power. Oh, and the chain works as well? No way. Hey, let's see if I can just get going a little bit. Yeah, chain works. Party time. Having a hard time figuring out what I'm going to put in the thumbnail today. This will be interesting. Now we move over to tools. We have the JohnDeere 1770 NT 24-row 30-inch planter. This is from Jolly Farms Modding, 3,524 liters. That's going to be our seed and liquid fertilizer. I think that's just seed at the beginning, though. 325 horsepower is required for it, 17.8 meter working with, and 9 miles per hour. So what do we got in here? Well, let's take a look. We have no GPS receiver. We can add the Starfire 3000 and 6000 in the back. Numbers, we've got those as well, all the way through 9. We'll just go 3 for Dale, like normal. We have some row cleaners on there as well. Pretty hard to zoom in on it, but it is nice to see nonetheless. Gauge wheels, we got standard, and we have a spoke. Very cool. Additional weight, you can add some additional weight on there, which is always nice to see. It's going to be on the wings. Sometimes you need that extra weight way out there. As far as our closer wheels, well, we've got those too, so you can change that. Rear hitch, we'll spin it around again. There you go. You got that rear hitch set up, so if you needed to run any extra tanks, you can. You can. Man, I can't breathe today. Seed and fertilizer capacity. So we have the seed only, then we can add in some liquid fertilizer, and then we can add in a bunch of liquid fertilizer. So if you're using precision farming, you may want to run those big fertilizer tanks. Pretty nice seeder, man. Planter, drill, whatever. Another Jolly Farms mod, we have the Module 8 Express cotton trailer. This is an auto load for 8 round cotton bales. Pretty cool. And we could change up our axles. Got you a mower, the SaMASZ XDF 301 SH. It's a 3 meter worker with 13 mile an hour mower. 80 horsepower. What was the 80? Yeah, 80 horsepower. It's a weird day with words today for me. I'm sorry. It's a very nice mower. Would love to see some rear mowers that match this as well. Loving this design. And our last tool / equipment is the Plate Weight 1200 kg. We do have a couple different designs here. So we've got a jack in the front, so we can run 3-point implements. Then we also have hoses with chain. That's pretty cool. I would just go with the jack design right here. That'll be perfect. Now there's a couple placeables that I wanted to look at in the game. We have the Treehouse, which is a tree with a house on it. This is so cool, man. Let's see. You might have to jump a little bit to get up this because the collisions are where they're supposed to be, but it's not that bad. And if we come up here, we got a door. We'll open up the door and we've got it inside. Look at this. Awesome. Love it. You got a couple little things down there. We got a place where we could change clothes. Perfection. Place to sleep. I dig it, man. I dig it a whole lot. Let's see. We do have lights. Do we have somewhere where we could turn said lights on? Turns out the lights are automatic. Look at this. They turn on at night and they turn off during the day. So you never have to worry about it. All right. Well, that is very cool. I like that, man. Yeah. The other one I wanted to take a look at is the Wallbox Charger. This right here is a place where you could charge your vehicles. It's got an increased output of 150 kW, so that is nice. You could recharge faster with what they say is minimum downtime. It is super neat. I've put it on the side of just one of the Holland buildings, but you can put it anywhere. And if you are maybe thinking about putting this in a garage, I don't think that's a bad idea either, especially if you've got like an electric vehicle or something like that. All you got to do is just bring it in. Oh boy, let's see. I don't know if I can do this. I can't do that with a controller, but I can with a mouse and keyboard. No, I can't. That was poor. You get it. I was able to do it on the outside. You'll be fine. And I'm guessing it just stays in midair. Yeah, it just stays in midair if you delete without it. Still works though. We also have some other new ones for all platforms, like the cow shed with haul, which will hold 30 cows. Homestead grain storage silo. Cold storage, which is 250 grand. Barn and garage back with a barn and a garage. Pack of small sheds. And the metal sheds. Now let's talk updates for all platforms. That we have the map Homestead from JCB77. This is going to be version 1002 that fixed the collision in construction mode. Next is the Colossus pack from Chris and Riley, and the first thing we see is some information to sell the following items in your save game before updating. You can see the full list right here of all the stuff, and that's most things in there. So let's talk about why. Well, they say that all of the items now have a shop configuration for working speed, so you can set it to suit your gameplay style. This eliminates the need for standard and unrealistic versions. Do keep in mind that hired workers' speed limit in the game cannot be changed. This is 16 miles an hour here, maybe about 15 depending on what you're up to. Now, we do have some other changes as well. So they fixed the missing node on the sprayer for precision farming, and we have some new equipment. We have the Lizard SSDS 5501. Why do I get the feeling Chris and Riley just want me to say random letters and numbers? This is a slurry tanker, and it's got a variable working width, and it is precision farming ready. Now we've got updates to a lot of Paul's Fendt tractors. In total today, we have the Fendt 1000, the 900 Gen 6.7, the 900 Vario S4, and the Fendt 800 Vario Gen 5. Now, all of these do share the same beginning of the changelog, which is going to be at the top, the PTG tire pressure control system added with tire configuration and additional pressure configuration, as well as prepared for the variable tire pressure script by Hot Shot Pepper. But that is the only thing they all share. As far as all the individual stuff, for example, this 1000 Vario, we have front axle key binding changed, front implement and a rear camera added to the roof terminal, which does require the MB Trucks DLC. The Aseria Pro compact sensors have been added. Helper and guidance system now works in reverse mode. Wheel weights are now paintable individually, physics adjusted with oscillation under load fixed. Dashboard Live Gen 3 fixed, sound adjusted, and minor bugs fixed. Next is the Fendt 900 Vario Gen 6 and 7. Of course, we talked about the first two, but we also have narrow tire configuration added the PTG central tire inflation system, added work cams, and minor bugs fixed. Version 1.1 of the Fendt 900 Vario S4 PTG tire thing. We talked about that. Prepared for variable tire pressure. Yep. Camera monitor configuration added, sound reworked, and minor bugs fixed. And the Fendt 800 Vario Gen 5, one of my favorites. This has been updated to 1.1. We'll just skip the first couple. Adjusted weight distribution, physics updated, camera system for implements installed, maximum hydraulic lift height adjusted, added narrow tires, dashboard live functions to the joystick, and minor issues. Pretty quick update on the Ropa Pack. This just dropped not long ago. At the very bottom, we got version 1001. Fix the helper-friendly Tiger 6S. Dominator 310. This will be version 1.1. Improved the model, improved the textures, added randomly moving parts, and improved collisions. Buyable square bells 120 by 70. The CPU mesh has been fixed. Refillable IBC tank 1.1. They've added support for silage additive as a fill type. We also have added support for more fill types by introducing new fill type categories. We have liquid extended and liquid biochemicals that use other mods, or that other mods can use. One of those. And we've got some placeables like the Horman Cow Barn, which is updated to 1.5, fixed the last remaining visuals. And the Horman Animals Pack, this one all the way at the top, they re-enabled water for sheep. Modernized flour mill from A-Dub Modding. We have added oil product recipes, redid the mod description, increased the silo discharge rate, and adjusted the pallet spawn area. Chippenwood Sawmill 1001. They've added container and palletized wood to accept fill types, adjusted the door trigger area, and adjusted the light trigger area. And your last update, we have Placeable Gas Station. This has been updated to 1.1. They've added color configurations for the sign, added color configurations for the gas station, logo selectable as a configuration option on the sign, and added roof lights that illuminate at night. Jumping over to new ones for PC and Mac players, we have the Cochet Super XL. I'm sure I'm not saying that correctly. This is a weight, technically goes on the front of your tractor. We got some roller bars on the bottom, so this actually will help you kind of keep the front of your tractor level. You can add in some extra weight from 50 all the way up to, I think it's like 300 and some, 350 kgs. Very nice. On here as well, we have the dealer sticker, it's a little itty bitty sticker right there. Well, there you go, from Renault dealer. Very nice. You got warning signs on the very sides of them, convoy at the very front, and then we could change up our colors. Got a nice baby blue on there for the main, but you could change up the frame and everything else. Very cool. Another new mod today is the variable tire pressure mod, the one that we talked about with those updates. So this is pretty cool. So variable tire pressure lets you deflate and inflate tires to adapt pressure for different jobs like field work or road driving. Lower pressure improves your traction. So a new entry must be added to the vehicle trader XML AID, and English installation guide is included. The script mod must be installed in your mod folder for variable tire pressure to work. That's how all mods work, but okay, moving on. You can see the key bindings right here. We'll zoom in on it. And of course, we have a HUD as well, so you've got all the keys for that. This is pretty cool. Pretty neat indeed. Look at the screenshots here as well. You can see kind of how everything is going to work. Does this zoom in right? Yeah, that does zoom in right. All right, perfect. So you kind of see that. There's some pretty cool stuff, dude. I like that. And your last mod today, we have a new one for PC and Mac players called Restricted Periods. The script implements realistic restricted periods for application of organic fertilizers like slurry, digestate, and manure. So there is a complete ban on solid manure in December and January, and we also have a complete ban on digestate and slurry in November, December, January. However, you can spread in February if the temperature is above freezing. And that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like on it if you did. Get subscribed if you are new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications that way you never miss videos like this one. Hope you have an awesome day. Enjoy playing with the mods and enjoy the 7RX. And we'll see you in the next one.